The ToneFrance channel is mainly known for its funny skits and stories, but it never even crossed the line of horror, specifically analog horror, which uses aesthetics of VHS cameras to make an often nostalgic but creepy feeling. So imagine if analog horror was mixed with ToneFrance. What would it look like? Fine, you already saw the title and thumbnail. Let's just get straight into it. So as of recording this video, this guy has 5 parts of this. Well, technically 4.5, but whatever. The analog horror itself is called Parents Infection, which is based off the zombie apocalypse video. Now, instead of starting off with the first part, let's start off with this new survival guide video, just to see how strong these zombies really are.
Survival tips for the local infection in our neighborhood. Tip 1: don't attack the zombies.
Wait, what?
This will anger the zombies and make them more vicious and stronger, making it harder to attack them.
Since when did these zombies have plot armor?
Tip 2: stay away from kids as zombies. For some reason, kids younger than 8 years old are super fast and stronger than adults as zombies.
Oh, well, gladly. There are no kids here. I am so cooked.
It seems out of nowhere yesterday, a whole bunch of parents became infected with this virus. We do know there are only a few parents that haven't been infected, but have ill sick from this infection.
Okay, but almost all the parents in ToneFrance don't act like real parents. I mean, Devin is just a deadbeat dad. So maybe to survive in this apocalypse, we have to be horrible dads. My lawyers have advised me to say that's a joke.
Tip 3: don't be too loud and never have lights on around zombies.
Okay, that makes sense.
Tip 4: if you ever come across a zombie, don't worry, because we know their weakness and their weaknesses.
Oh, what the heck happened here? Oh,
Alright,
the
come on,
deadbeat
I'm going
dad.
to the door. Calm down.
The voice acting is definitely something alright.
What the heck are you doing here, Terrence?
Alright, I guess being a deadbeat dad does not save you from an apocalypse. Well, there goes all my plans. So with all this zombie knowledge, let's actually check out the analog horror series. So it's just a normal sunny Friday in 1987? Or wait, is it 1997? Let's just continue on. But anyways, Tone wakes up and goes to eat breakfast with his mom, but when he's in the kitchen, she's not anywhere. So Tone decides to check in his mom's bedroom, and for some reason the analog horror has this creepy voice saying, "She's not there." Which, like, I get we're being scary, but we don't have to make every sentence have a creepy 40-year-old voice. If you really want something to be scary, just show a job application. So Tone checks her bedroom and she's not there. He gets worried and searches around the house. But then, he finds her standing in a hallway. It's clear that there was something wrong with her, but I guess maybe Tone thought she was aura farming, because he gets near and gets shocked by his mom, who is now the average Zack Snyder fan, who is now a scary zombie. This ends part 1 and leads into part 2, where Tone quickly runs away and proceeds to get into his room. Couldn't he have just ran outside the house? Jeez. Tone really has that average horror movie character logic going on in his head. So Tone locks the door and thinks he's safe. But then he hears cousin enter the house and remembers he was supposed to come today. So Tone lets little Johnny in the room so they can call the cops. But of course, due to random plot inconvenience, little Johnny forgets to bring the iPad. Like he just decided to drop his iPad for some reason. He didn't even know there was a zombie thing going on. So he dropped his iPad for fun? Okay, so little Johnny decides to go back to get the iPad. And instead of coming with him to protect him, all he says is to be careful to a brain-rotted little kid with an iPad addiction. So little Johnny leaves to get the iPad. But of course, at the end, the zombie mom comes after him, ending part 2 and going into part 3. Tone quickly goes out to save little Johnny, but it was already too late. Just before Tone gets attacked, the zombie gets hit. And it is none other than Richard who hit the zombie. Why was Richard at Tone's house at that time, you may ask? Well, Probably for plot purposes, I imagine. Cousin wakes up to be with Richard and Tone. Tone tries using the iPad, but of course, it is now broken. So Richard says they can all come with him.
But wait, wasn't little Johnny just attacked a few minutes ago? He shouldn't come with them.
And yeah, dear viewer, you are completely right. Because these idiots bring Johnny outside, only for him to be turned into a zombie. And we know kid zombies are more dangerous. Which leads into part 4 where Richard gets attacked. Tone tries to save him, but then the zombie mom wakes up. Richard tells him to run, and Tone does so. Soon Tone reaches Kevin and Evan's house, where both are standing outside saying not to go in, and that everyone inside, including their dad, is a zombie. We then lead into part 4.5, which is the current part so far, as I am recording this. Here, we see what happens to Richard when Tone leaves. Before he dies, Trevor and Terrence manage to save him. But of course, because both of them are weak, little Johnny quickly gets back up and attacks Terrence. Richard grabs Trevor away as Trevor gets angry and sad. It ends with both of them hoping to find Tone. So that's pretty much it for this analog horror so far. There are some issues, like how the walking parts are long, but overall, I like how far this is going on. If you want to see his channel for yourself, I'll have him in the description and comment section. Anyways, goodbye, and don't worry, I'm not going to explain